Of all the Prime Minister and Chancellor's priorities,
we can and we will cut taxes.
Now the right time for tax cuts, Chancellor.
tax cuts are surely the most consistent and prominent.
In the autumn statement, we decisively cut taxes.
We do want to cut taxes more at future events.
But today, the world's biggest economic authority, the International Monetary Fund, warned that doing so was a bad idea. The chief economist saying that with all Britain's spending commitments in the coming years, they didn't see any room for cuts.
We would advise against further discretionary tax cuts.
At this point, you're probably wondering, what right does the IMF have to pass judgment on the UK? Well, it was all contained within their economic outlook, their latest update on the state of the global economy. And here, it wasn't just taxes. They were also looking at economic growth. This is showing you growth rates among the G7, so major economies around the world. The higher the bars are, the faster the growth. The UK was the weakest growing one, but this update, so the latest update, shows that Germany has been downgraded. UK unchanged at 0.6%, but Germany downgraded, so that is the weakest this year. Next year, the UK was kind of high up in this table, relatively high up. It has now been downgraded, so down from 2% to 1.6%. But it's those comments on taxation that are perhaps most striking. And here the point from the IMF is, this is the tax burden in the UK. The government wants to bring that down, and the fund thinks that's not very realistic. And why? It's because of spending. So this is showing you current spending, and the government's expecting spending to come down quite quickly, but the fund thinks it might stay quite high. Here's what the Chancellor has to say about it, though. He says it's too early to know whether further reductions in tax will be affordable in the budget, but we continue to believe that smart tax reductions can make a big difference in boosting growth. However, outside experts say there's simply not much room.
It's difficult to see how those pressures go away over the next 5 years. So my guess is if there are tax cuts this year, they will be undone after the next election, whoever wins that election.
No one quite knows when the election will be, but no one doubts the economy will play a part. The government's pitch is to put more money back into the public's pockets, but the IMF reckons that path simply isn't open to them. Ed Conway, Sky News.